Hi guys, my name is Ameya and I'm a senior at GSMST. Raise your hand if you've ever been to a march, a rally, or a protest. Okay. Let me tell you about my first march. I was 12 and I was living in the suburbs of Chicago at the time. We had gone downtown for a day out and coincidentally, there was a women's march going on at the same time. I don't exactly remember what happened, but we made a sign out of a brown paper lunch bag, lipstick, and washi tape that read, "We Matter." Now, I didn't really know what that meant at the time. I was just a girl, and I knew someday I was going to be a woman, so I had to have some connection, right? We were walking, and I saw this gigantic board that was filled with messages from women to other women, encouraging them to persist and persevere. I didn't know anyone there, but we were connected by something so human, which is unity. I believe that unity is a cardinal part of who we are as a race. It transcends borders, race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status. And it's easy to brush it off as some cheesy Pinterest quotes, but it is still a problem. There's still a divide. So back in 2020, following the tragic death of George Floyd, the Black Lives Matter movement took spotlight. And there was a local protest right here in Sewanee, and me and my friend attended. The march circled back to the town center, and they were taking speakers. And I wish I could tell you that I went up there by my own will, but after a little coercion from my friend, I made my way up to the stage. Everything I had rehearsed in my head disappeared the minute I touched the mic, and I just talked about what I'm talking about today, unity. It wasn't my best work. I stumbled and I stuttered and I said, but I brought it back to the basics. So I had to ask myself after I got off the stage, why did I, someone who seemingly had no connection with the movement, feel so moved to speak? It's because I identified myself within everyone in the audience. But this wasn't something that I had experienced before, this feeling of connectedness. Going to the #1 school in the state with some of the smartest kids in the state was not easy. By the end of my freshman year, I'd convinced myself that I couldn't do it. I wasn't smart enough, I didn't deserve to be here, I just wasn't cut out for it. I almost dropped out and went back to my home high school because I had convinced myself that I wasn't good enough. Part of being insecure was that I limited my interaction with people. I was judging everyone like I thought they were judging me, and I handpicked all my friends and ignored everyone else. It wasn't until after my sophomore year, which was my COVID year, that I started to break the boundaries, these walls that I'd put between me and my classmates, and started talking to these people. And I realized there are so many amazing people who I go to school with. Like, these people were doing amazing things, winning national science fairs, getting scholarships at 15, 14. And if I had just broken those boundaries earlier, I would have realized this. All of our struggles might have been different, but the way we connected didn't have to be. So how does this affect you? How can you implement this into your life? Well, there are 3 steps: to know, to do, and to become. You're sitting here, so I assume that you know. The second part is the hardest part, and that is to do. It's obviously easier said than done. And the best way to go about this is every time you meet a new person, every time you read about something new, you see something new, if the first thing you think about is a difference, counteract it with a similarity. Find how you can connect to whatever it is, this new thing that you're interacting with. Notice how you can make connections you never even thought you can make. Step 3 is to become. This is also hard, but it gets easier after you do. There is a disconnection with compassion in our society, and I'm sure you've noticed this if you turn on the news. I'm sure you all can name at least 5 global issues that have been started by people who don't realize the gravity of unity, that have been started because we have been recognizing differences within each other. The minute you break down these boundaries, talk to the people around you, you can find a world, a new world of things you've never even heard before, never even seen before, and learn more about yourself in the process. I want to take you back to the march that I was talking about. It was joyful doesn't begin to describe. It was fulfilling to know that there were all these women who, whether I knew them or not, would undoubtedly have my back if I needed it. So look at the people around you right now. Look at them. Talk to them. Find out, what did they do? Where are they from? Who are they? And that is how we become united. Thank you.